Hey, what's going on? It's Rick, and you guessed it, I have another Poetic iPad mini case to show you. This one is called the DuraBook, and this is kind of an early look as well. The final production of this case will have the automatic sleep and awake, so be on the lookout for that, and I will do a full review of this case once I receive the final production version. But I do want to show it to you because they are offering this. It must sound like a broken record, but if you watch my other videos, Poetic is cranking these cases out at very, very competitive prices. So take a look at the description of my video and you'll see what I mean. This is a leather-like material, and it resembles the look and the feel of leather without actually being leather. And this case is something very different than what I have seen in the past with cases, and I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. The inside of this is also that leather-like material, so it's not a microfiber, but it's smooth, so you shouldn't have to worry about your iPad mini getting scratched up in this. Let me go ahead and undo the Velcro, and I am going to put the iPad mini in here, and then I'm going to show you what is different about this case as far as I'm concerned, because it does some things that I haven't seen in a case before. So let's go ahead and tuck this back here. Screen protectors should work just fine with this, I would say, because you're sliding this in. You're not doing anything other than a slide in here, and it's a decent fit. Now, if you've got a back protector on and a very thick screen protector, you might have a very snug fit here, so just keep that in mind. Now, my version does have magnets to keep this front lid closed, so when I do that, it's going to keep it closed. And this is going to add some bulk, as you see here, as well as some weight. It's not super heavy, but it's definitely a little bit heavier than some of the other Poetic cases and some of the other cases that I have shown you guys. Here's the front of it. You're going to get some Poetic branding, and again, you've got that leather-like material. Up along the top, this is what it's going to look like. Everything is exposed, so compatibility-wise, you should be all good to go there. Along this side, your buttons are exposed. There is a stylus holder right up here. Would have liked it down here so it doesn't get in the way of the buttons, but that's where it's located. And down below, you can see your speakers completely exposed. Same thing with the lightning port, so you shouldn't have compatibility issues there. And if I didn't show you, the spine is right there. And here is the back with your camera cut out just fine. When we open this up, you can see it is a bordered design. None of the border comes up over the screen, so that's good news. It's a good fit there. And this doesn't cover the home button, but it comes right to the edge. So you're going to feel the case when you press that button. You can see up along the top, you're just fine for your camera and your light sensor. Here's where things get interesting. So check this out. Let me go ahead and lay this case down, and the first thing I'm going to show you is the stand modes, where you see the red here, and this is going to be available in a couple of different colors. Those kind of act as your stand mechanisms here, so you can do this sort of thing in different modes, and you can even lay it down for a more typing angle. It gives a little bit of a bounce there. But check this out. It's very different than what I've seen. Yeah, you just saw that, right? There's Velcro on the back here. So what that does is a couple of things. One, I guess if you wanted to, you could use this case like this, but the purpose of that is you take this Velcro, and hopefully I'm going to do this right, you put it there, and now you have a stand like this. So there have been other cases that I've seen that have a rotation mechanism, but they have a hole in the back, and so you have a big area of exposure. They've gone a different route with this one, which is pretty ingenious in my opinion. It is going to add the bulk that you saw, but it's definitely something that is much different than what I've seen in the past. So very different in that regard. Again, I am not going to give a final review score on this particular case until I get the final production run of it, but it is the Poetic DuraBook, and it is available for order now. I'll link to where you can pick it up at an extremely competitive price. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you next time. Take care, everybody, and have fun.